Hey everyone. So last week a friend of mine on Facebook posted himself shredding away to the Jaco Pastorius The Chicken song. And this guy is a great local player, really well versed in rock and jazz and blues. So he was doing some really killer kind of shredding in kind of a rock jazzy kind of way. And I thought, this would be kind of a cool progression to try to do some of the country style playing, some of the licks I've taught in my videos to this progression. So anyway, that's what this video is. I'm going to show you myself playing over 4 verses of The Chicken. If you don't know the song, I'll play you a quick clip here. This was his studio version where he used the amazing guitar player John Scofield to play guitar. The song was actually originally composed by Pee Wee Ellis, who was a sax player for James Brown. Jaco, if you don't know him, probably one of or the best bass player. Died in '87, but he played with Weather Report, Pat Metheny, Joni Mitchell, a host of others. Just an incredible musician. So check out what I did to The Chicken, and then after we'll talk about what I was thinking, what I'm doing. We're not going to go note by note because it's not really worth learning note by note, but I think what makes it for a good lesson is just to take what we know about country style playing and apply it to something that's not traditionally country. All right, check it out. So that was The Chicken, made famous by Jaco Pastorius, done country style. So let's kind of get into what I was thinking when I was playing it, and just give you some ideas on how to play over the chords. The first takeaway you're going to get from this is it's in B flat. So that stretches you right off the bat, because that's not a key that most guitar players are comfortable playing in, namely because a lot of the notes go between the fret markers, right? And we've all played G, D, and A, and E so many times that our hands just go to those positions. So when you play in B flat, you're kind of like one behind or one above, right? So takes a little bit of extra thinking just to make sure you stay in key. So the chord progression of the song starts in B flat, and I would play this B flat, which is a B flat ninth. Your ninth on a B flat is the C, so I got it plucked there, right? We've got the fifth down here, the F. We've got the flat 7 here, which is the A flat, right? And the D is your major third, right? Okay. So I would use that chord, and it's good just to know some of the chords to play over this, because you might go back and forth between playing some licks and playing a little bit of rhythm. I would bounce around to this, the working man blues kind of thing, where you're hammering on from the minor third to the major third. Do some of those slides, do a little hammer on, and then play your B flat here in your kind of your A position, one up. There's your major third is that D. Right, so those are kind of a couple areas that you could, if you wanted to play a little bit of rhythm. Then we go to the E flat for, so we play that B flat for 8 bars. Then we go to the E flat. You could do the ninth. You could do the ninth, and then you could run up to the 8th fret and do that A position there, right? Or your C position here at the 4th, right? Play that for 2 bars, then you go to your D, right? You can do the D in the C position, and then go right to the G. You could do that again. And there's your ninth if you wanted to get fancy. And then you go to your C. We'd use the C ninth, the A position at the 5th, maybe like a sus on the C. So, right, and then you go into your break. So there's 3 places I played the break. 3 places I played the break. I played it up here. Right, it's just a pentatonic on B flat. I did it in the middle of the neck, I think. And I did it up high here. Right? Okay, so that's basically the chords and the break. So on the first verse, I kind of take it easy, and I kind of just play out of shapes. I don't do anything too fancy on licks. So when we're playing out of B flat, I'm just using the traditional shapes of major and minor pentatonic. So the major pentatonic would be here based off the 3rd fret. Right? The minor pentatonic would be off the 1st fret, off this root here, the B flat. Right, that's your minor pentatonic in B flat. But I bend the minor third to the major third. And I do it with that kind of a double stop bend. So I'm playing the C sharp and the F, and then bending that C sharp up to the D. And then, and then I'm right in front of it, I've got the major pentatonic. And then I got the minor pentatonic up at the 6th. But when I'm playing the minor pentatonic up at the 6th, emphasizing the major third, which is that D note. Right? So you take your major B flat scale and you flatten your 7th. So your 7th in the major scale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, is your A. So you want to make that an A flat, right? and you play your major, as opposed to doing a minor pentatonic, you'd be playing a major third, which would be that D note. So it would kind of, the scale would kind of look like something like this. Right? So you're flattening the seventh, and you're playing that major third. Right? So also, you can still do a lot of blues pattern licks, just stressing certain notes. And then you've got your shape here that's kind of based off your one finger E chord, right? You play it up here. That's right. That's this part of the chord, right? Right. So you've got your major pentatonic in B flat, your minor, and you're playing your major third there, doing your bend. And then your minor pentatonic at B flat up at the eighth, stressing the major third. Going up, you've got your C position here at the 11th with all those steel guitar bends. Right? And then you repeat. Now you're back up at your major pentatonic at your 15th fret. Right? So that's kind of where you can mess around over the B flat. So over the E flat, I kind of use a lot of that C position at the 4th. Right? Or the A position at the 8th. Some of those 6 fall offs. And then you got your, up here at the 11th. So that was that, and then for the D, you're only on there for 1 bar. I kind of use the shape, the C shape there. If I went from the E flat to the D, or if I went from the E flat to the D here, from the 8th to the 7th, right, to the G, and then you got your break. Okay, so that's kind of where I would land, depending where my hand was, just those positions. So now into some specific licks that I took off from some of my other lessons. So on the second verse, I go into a Vince Gill type lick that he did on Liza Jane, that climbing bend thing. Right, so that's starting on the 3rd. Right, going up to the 9th. And then I'm here on my C position, and then I do this lick. I've done that in the lesson, and I'll put this in the description, some of the other lessons you can check out. I'll do that slowly again. Okay, so that was kind of a cool lick. Then on the next verse, I did one that I called an Albert Lee type of a lick. So the rhythm was like this, so if I did the lick to it, it would sound like something like this. Right, and I kind of end on the flat 7th. Right? But what I did is I decided to do it double time. So it kind of went. Right? So I did it like that. I'll do that again. Right, and slow it's. Alright, do it one more time. So you're basically just outlining the B7th here at the 8th. And then the next chord. And then this B7th. Right? And then I go into this double stop thing. Right? And that's based off that B7 C shape. right? A little triplet there. And then you're just kind of playing the top notes of this triad for B flat to the A flat, right? So you're going from the root to the flat 7, so the B flat to the A flat. And then you kind of repeat it again. You're kind of going from, I guess, B flat 6 to the A flat, right? And then I go into this other thing, which kind of repeats the whole idea of going between the B flat and the A flat. And I titled this in an old lesson called a Roy Nichols lick. So I'll put that in the description too, so you can check that out. But it went like this, right? And so it starts off, you know, based on the B flat, right? And then you did this thing, which is outlining the A flat, right? Right? So you're just kind of going between here and here, which is the A flat and the B flat. So you got this kind of thing going, right? So B flat, A flat, then B flat, A flat, B flat, so B flat, then A flat, right? And then I think I did it later, or maybe I did it right away, was this kind of lick. That's a cool one too, same thing. You're going from the B flat to the A flat. Right, so B flat, A flat, B flat. So I did that. So on the next verse I do this slidey type of lick. Okay, so there you go. And slower. Right? Okay, so I do that, and then I go up. I do this lick. So, yeah, try one more time. Right, so slow. And so we do this. We start with the slide. We do this thing. And then we keep it complicated and we do this. Hold on. And slow. One more time. Right, so we've got this thing going. Okay, so that's how I start the fourth verse. Some other little things in there. I think on the last verse, when I'm going from the B flat to the E flat, I did this arpeggio thing, which is really cool. And that's just off the arpeggio 4-note, I don't know what you call it. Well, it's not really a triad because it's 4 notes. But anyway, that's kind of the shape of the triad. And I did a lesson on this where you kind of repeat it, and it sounds like this. Right? Now that would be a cool way to start a verse too, right? Right? And then just go into your B flat stuff. But anyway, so it just kind of repeats the notes. So right there is where I got the lick. And I'm just using the 3. And then you just move up a minor third, or 4 frets. You know, or you could make a 4-note phrase. A little trickier to get the speed on that one. Right? So I did that. And now we'll go back. So that pretty well covers kind of the more flashy type of licks that I put in there from other lessons. So let's just discuss the changes from the E flat to the D. So the first one I do, I start here at the using the C shape at the 4th fret, and then when I go to the D, I just shift it down, And then over the G, I did this thing that I labeled in a previous lesson, a Brent Mason type of lick. Right, so it's just a bunch of triplets with a bunch of open strings. So open, right? So each third note is an open string. When you get here, it's all closed. And then I'm right into my fifth position for the C chord. Right? Okay, so then on the next verse, I start off as my E flat here at the 8th, off the E flat chord, right? Just kind of doing Country 101. And then when I go to the D, I do the some steel bends. And that's just basically you're taking on the, what are we there, 13th on the C, stretching it up to the D, and then hitting the F sharp. So you're basically playing a D, just the bottom two notes. And then you do the same thing, one string up on each and one string back. Taking the G, stretching it to the A, and then grabbing the C. So you're playing like a D7. So D, D7, and then a hammer on to the major third. And then I'm right here, so then when I go to the G chord, I would just play that up at the 12th. Okay? And then on the final one, I do the same thing, E flat there to the D, and then I do this kind of an open banjo type of thing. Okay, so okay, so that is kind of what I did over this Jaco Pastorius, the chicken. Good thing he's not around anymore because he'd probably kill me. I mean, you're not really, you know, it's not supposed to be a... It is called the chicken, so why wouldn't it be a chicken picking type of tune? Anyway, so I gave you some ideas. We talked about, you know, areas to mess around on the B flat, the major pentatonic, the minor here, stressing the major third, the position there, right? And then it repeats. The C chord, basically everything the same, just one up, right? Well, 2 frets up. So you got your C there, your C, right? And then grabbing some licks from some other lessons, and you know, have fun with it. You know, if you like what you saw here. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, you know, and if you've already subscribed, thanks so much for supporting the channel, and hope you like this one. And you know, if you're new, subscribe, hit the bell notification button. I try to put out a lesson once a week. It took me a little longer. This whole COVID thing is just crazy, you know, everybody's home, so it's kind of hard to get things done. You'd think it'd be easier, but it's really not, you know. Hard to play the guitar and you're aggravating everybody. Anyway, everybody stay healthy. We're going to get through this. If you got downtime, if you're not working from home and you're just kind of shit out of luck because you're a musician and you're not really doing much, lots of time to learn guitar. The best thing we can all do is just become way better players when this whole thing passes. Anyway, take care. We'll see you around. Bye.